Now, before you watch this video, just as a side note, this is 2 videos in one. I was actually gonna release this video right before Tory Lanez dropped another response track aimed at Joyner, so of course I decided to record another commentary, and I just mashed it together with the video about Joyner Lucas's response. So if you hear me contradicting myself in the first part and the second part, just know that the second part of this video is my final opinion on this situation thus far, until of course I drop another video and I might change my mind. Now that you know that, let's actually get to the video. And by the way, thank y'all so much for 400k subscribers. We are definitely Litty up in his bitch. Anyway, let's just get to the goddamn video. Now, I think it's time to call it like it is. Joyner Lucas is simply on another planet when it comes to bars, especially if we compare him to someone like Tory Lanez. At this point, I'm pretty sure you've already heard about the situation, but just in case you haven't, yesterday Tory Lanez went on Instagram Live and said how he's a better rapper than Joyner Lucas. Joyner Lucas, of course, responded back with an offer where he invited Tory Lanez to a rap battle. Tory quickly accepted by releasing a response over the Lucky You instrumental from Kamikaze. And here we are right now. Joyner Lucas has officially responded back, and just like the title says, Joyner brutally dismantles Tory Lanez.
Time to get litty, bitch, fuck all that singing. You challenge me, what the fuck is you thinking? Way too much weed, what the fuck is you drinking? I brought the tsunami, you fuckers are sinking. I'm glad that you came.
Now, without wasting too much time, let's actually take a look at some of the bars on the track. Then after, I'll give you my overall opinion on this entire situation. So just like expected, Joyner Lucas came with the facts on this one, and that was actually one of the biggest issues I had with Tory Lanez's response. He didn't even attempt at doing any kind of damage to Joyner, which in my opinion was a very big mistake, because this is not the type of rapper that's gonna give you any kind of sympathy. You come for him, he's gonna go all out on you, which is something you should have done in the first place. But you already know what it looks like when Joyner comes with that aggression. Already from the start of the track, he had some references regarding why Tory Lanez should stay in his lane. Obviously here he's referring to the kind of music he's known for, which is mostly R&B nowadays. And let's be honest, most R&B niggas can't fuck with a real rap nigga like Joyner Lucas. I think that makes very much sense. Tory pretty much entered a dangerous territory, and he took on a challenge he can't beat at this point, which is going against a real lyricist. And then also we get to hear some bars about how Tory barely did any damage to Joyner, which connects to the point I was making at the beginning of this video. And then right here we have some lyrics where he mentioned the fact that Tory was smoking weed while on that Instagram live stream, and that may be the reason as to why he was so delusional to the point of thinking he could beat him in a rap battle, which actually is a good point, because keep in mind, Tory Lanez also said with conviction that he believed that he could out-rap both Kendrick and J. Cole.
Half of these niggas, I don't care if it's a Kendrick Lamar, if it's fucking J. Cole, nigga, any of them niggas, you could put me in a room with any of them niggas. And I genuinely just feel like I'm a type of nigga where it's like I'm out circling them, no matter what.
And then a little bit later on the verse, Joyner says, maybe that weed you were smoking had you feeling confident, let's have a real conversation. Maybe that doctor put something inside of your head when you got your new hairline replacement. As you can see here, he's making fun of Tory's baldness, and he directly connects that to the doctor messing up his head to the point of having the audacity to challenge him. And then right here he mentions how he himself gets compared to Eminem and Tory Lanez gets compared to Iggy Azalea. Now to be fair, I've never heard anyone compare Tory Lanez to Iggy Azalea, but honestly this is one of those lines that you shouldn't take literally. Obviously he's just using it as an insult to say you're so bad that you get compared to Iggy while I'm getting compared to living legends like Eminem, which actually means one thing and one thing only. Joyner is pretty much trying to tell Tory Lanez, hey, we're not on the same level. Moving on a few lines down, he says how we already got a Drake and we don't need another. If you don't know what he's talking about here, Tory Lanez has for the longest time been compared to Drake because of his rapping slash singing style, and these comparisons really do make sense. If you've listened to his music, then you know that the influence is clearly there, and there's even this very old video of him before he was famous of him offering $10,000 to Drake for a challenge where he acknowledges the fact that he does get compared to him.
Now Drake, I get compared to you on a daily basis, and it's an honor. I like your music, but I got 10 G's here that says you will love mine.
And then last but not least, Trippie Redd also got some smoke from Joyner Lucas, as you can see from these lyrics right here. But apart from the lyrics that I've showed you so far, I don't think any of the rest really needs any kind of analyzation. Now, if I'm gonna describe this track with one word, then it's a homicide. I want you to realize that we're talking about two rappers who are on a different playing field here. Does one of them have way better melodies than the other? Absolutely yes. I don't even think Joyner Lucas himself or anyone would dare to challenge Tory Lanez on that aspect. But when it comes to straight up raps, this is no competition, and even considering this as a challenge would be a slap in the face to Joyner. And by the way, there's a lot of people who didn't like the fact that I called this beef in my last video. I should have actually called it a friendly beef because that's what it was in the beginning. But really, let's keep it 100. I think we can take the friendly out now considering how aggressively Tory got bodied here. Is there any kind of malicious intent coming from any of these guys? I really don't think so. To me, it simply just comes down to the nature of competition, which is a big part of hip-hop. But then again, let's not call this a friendly battle because that's straight up lying. At this very moment, that's not what it is, and that's what I have to say about that. And now let's get to the second part of this video, which is Tory Lanez's new diss track that he just released. Now, as I said in the beginning of the video, I was literally just gonna release this video, but then I saw that Tory just fired back again. So I thought, why not combine two videos in one? And in this way, you can kind of see how my opinion of this entire situation changed. But let's talk about this new diss track Tory Lanez just dropped, because this shit is fire.
Nigga, tell me, is it Joyner Lucas Joyner? I'm the nigga who destroy your coupe, deploy your label, drop your who's the lawyer, buy your contract from them back and be who employ you.
This might just be one of the most interesting rap beefs of 2018. I mean, I've been team Joyner Lucas ever since this entire thing started, but let me just say that at the moment, I mean, at this very moment, Tory Lanez definitely has the W, because he just went hard on this new track. And the thing is, the way this beef is gonna end is the person who drops the last diss track of the back and forth and has the hardest diss track of both of them, that person will pretty much take the W. And in this situation, it is Tory Lanez right now. I mean, I'm sitting here kind of wondering, how did I underestimate Tory Lanez that much? You saw the first part of this video. To me, it seemed like Joyner Lucas had the clear upper hand. I've said this before, but I've always known that Tory Lanez could rap, but this response that he dropped just blew my mind, man. So without wasting any time, let's actually go over some of the bars on here. Now, here's my favorite part from the track. Eminem couldn't get you to 1 million on the gram. Chris Brown tried, nigga failed both times. I done took your page to 1 million in a day. If you ask me, nigga, I'm your motherfucking coast. Oh shit, that was nasty, damn. Obviously here he's referring to the fact that Joyner Lucas just hit 1 million on Instagram, and the fact that him and Tory are now beefing, and Joyner Lucas went up to 1 million so fast. That kind of says something about the situation, which means Tory does have a point here. Now let's check out this next part of the track where Tory Lanez takes things to the next level, and this is what he says. See, your daddy was a musician that never made it, cause when you was born, nigga, it was you or him. Shattered knowing he would never make it as an artist, and the odds of his life probably be 2 to 1, but I give it to him cause he didn't run. I guess he figured, man, when you look at it in a nutshell, all I got is a failed music career, and my revenge is giving that shit to my son. Now that is violation at its finest. So if you didn't know, it's actually true. Joyner Lucas' father was a musician. He was a local soul musician that never really made it big, and what Tory is doing here is using his father against him. Let's keep it real, this is probably a very sensitive spot for Joyner Lucas, and if anything, he's gonna use that anger and put it into his diss track. But then, moving on to this part of the track where he says, you fucked Alex, man, that shit was crazy. Nigga said out here running threesomes with a nigga that's in court dealing with kid cases. Now I think you know what this means. Alex is of course Trippiered's ex-girlfriend. Joyner Lucas said on his diss track that he's pretty much having a threesome along with Alex and 6ix9ine himself, and that was his way of making fun of Trippiered. But what I'm really wondering here is, isn't there some kind of a conflict of interest here? Because keep in mind, Tory Lanez and 6ix9ine are obviously friends, they've made songs together, and from 6ix9ine's perspective, this could be seen as Tory Lanez throwing him under the bus. And I just realized he actually has another line where he insults his homie 6ix9ine. Now so far in this beef, I think Tory Lanez has the lead, because keep in mind, Tory Lanez has had 2 opportunities to punch at Joyner. Of course, the first one didn't work that well, because I still think Joyner Lucas's response is better than the Lucky You remix that Tory Lanez did. But to simplify, look at it this way. Tory responded, Joyner Lucas responded back. That right there is a draw. If Joyner Lucas hadn't responded then Tory Lanez would have automatically won, because Tory Lanez kept his word and joined the rap battle that Joyner Lucas invited him to. So already from the beginning, Tory Lanez really had the W, but then again, Joyner Lucas came in with the Litty remix, and he also got a W, which makes it a draw. And now we're at a point where Tory Lanez has responded, and his diss track is so hard to the point that if Joyner Lucas does not come harder, then Tory Lanez has won. So really, right now, it's 1-0 to Tory Lanez. Hopefully that wasn't too confusing, but I just wanted to give my explanation as to why I think Tory Lanez is currently winning. Now regardless, let me just say this beef is very much interesting. It's very good for hip-hop. It's making hip-hop exciting again. I really couldn't be more happy that we have 2 respectable artists who are going at each other, and even though right now it's not friendly, I think every hip-hop fan on the planet is currently enjoying it. Now what do you personally have to say about this entire Joyner Lucas and Tory Lanez beef? Who do you think is currently winning? Do you agree with me when I say that Tory Lanez is currently in the lead, or do you not agree with me? And regarding all the response tracks that we've heard, which one is your favorite? Definitely let me know in the comment section below, and let's have a discussion about this.